so discombobulated right now. Like, there's so much going on that I don't even feel real.
Yeah, coming home from a hair... First of all, everyone comment how beautiful Destiny's hair looks.
Thank you.
Sitting in a hair appointment and then coming home to a podcast and, like, having, like, no break in between has got to be, like, overstimulating.
I literally... Not even that. Like I told Sarah before, I literally have been up since 4 o'clock in the morning, and I've just, like, been at it.
That too.
And so I am just, like... It doesn't even feel like a real reality right now. I literally, like, rushed home because I told Sarah, like, yeah, my hair appointment's probably going to be done at 2. Didn't get done till 3. So then I was, like, zooming home. So I was like, I am an hour after I told Sarah I really need to get home and, like, get my stuff together. And I just was like, I have to take a breather for a second. Okay. Now, radio show host personality. That's what I feel like. We're, like, on a radio show.
Our radios, like, first of all, I haven't listened to the actual radio since I was, like... I don't even know how old.
Child.
Are those live?
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, for the most part. Unless it's like an interview, I think those are like pre-recorded. But like when you hear them talking about the news and stuff, that's like live.
I used to get so mad listening to the radio, like in the car when I was younger, and they would stop to talk between songs. It's like, just put the next song on, you know?
Oh, yeah, I know. I feel like there should have been radio stations for, like, there are morning talk shows that people literally just, like, tune into the radio station just to hear, like, a morning talk show.
Like a podcast. I feel like,
yeah, they should just have radio stations where, well, I guess that's what, like, you get, you know, like, if you get a car and it comes with, like, Sirius FM or something like that, like, those are the radio stations that, like, yeah, Sirius. Is it Sirius?
It's Sirius, like, are you serious right now?
Oh, like, I heard it was Cyrus. Okay, so my life is a lie. But essentially, those are the radios that you have to, like, pay for because those are, like, ad-free radio. Hey, babe, at that point, just get Spotify. You know what I mean? Like, just do it. It's okay.
Yeah, my car came with the Sirius, but after, I think you get, like, a few months free, and then you have to, like, start paying for it.
No, because why would I literally have Spotify Premium? Why would I pay just to listen to Sirius FM? And you're not even choosing the songs. You're just, like, listening to the radio. Like, ooh, what's going to come on next? Might as well pay for Pandora.
Yeah. Pandora, wow. What a throwback.
I literally
get me so mad. Because you can only listen to, like, a few. Really?
I didn't listen to anything else except Pandora Radio because I liked the, like, not knowing what's going to come up next.
Yeah, but that was the one that after a while you keep skipping. You can't skip them anymore. Like, you're stuck on what they're playing for you. That was so annoying. Welcome back to Bookmark'd, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode. We are, in fact, going to be talking about some unpopular opinions, which I think will be fun. Do you have a dote today? Do you have anything you're drinking?
Yes, I am drinking water, but I also have a freaking blue Alani. Also, shout out to Alani because they DM'd me the other day, and this is why I love them. They DM'd me out of the blue, and they were like, hey, we just listened to your Bookmark'd episode and listened to your ranking. We're going to send you some cherry and blue Alanis. I have never been happier, and I am waiting every single day by my doorstep for these.
Hi, Alani.
Hi, Lonnie. Hey, bestie.
Thank you so much. Is your biggest fan. I'm also your biggest fan, even though I can't have caffeine.
Yeah, this smack. I've already had a blue slush Lonnie today.
The second one? Is this the second one?
Yeah.
That's when you know it's delicious. Hey, can we make a decaf one so I can just try?
But do you have a special dote today?
No, nothing special. I have water. I feel like I haven't drank enough water recently. I did have a coffee. But this was from this morning, but I feel like, okay, I drink watered down coffee, but hot coffee, I feel like once it gets lukewarm.
Oh, you're done.
Then I'm done. I could reheat it, but only like once or twice, and then I'm like, maybe I should stop drinking. It keeps getting like warm. When hot coffee gets warm, it's just not the same. But I can drink watered down iced coffee. I feel like I've had an uneventful last week. Was this last week or this week? I finished Into the Dark. Did I finish that last week?
You finished that this weekend. You finished that on Sunday.
Oh. I love when you know things. Because I have no memory ever.
It's sometimes kind of concerning just like how much information I store. Like Sarah will say something, I'll be like, you actually said that in a vlog back in like October of 2022.
Yeah. No, but I like that you have memory. I don't remember anything. Once it's like done, like finish a book something. It's right out of my brain. But yeah, I did finish that this weekend. I actually don't want to say anything. It'll be in a video Friday. Sorry, guys. Tomorrow. You can learn more tomorrow, but
yeah.
Once it's out, we could talk about it more. After Destiny reads it, definitely could talk about it more.
I'm going to read it as soon as it comes out. I'm literally going to like run to Barnes. Do you think it'll be at Barnes?
I think so. At least the new cover of it.
So I went on Amazon UK and I bought it didn't show me the cover, but Jessa Hastings said if you want the like OG cover design that she made for this book, that you go to Amazon UK and you buy the Into the Dark. Yeah. And that's what I did, but I'm scared that I'm not going to get that cover.
I'm pretty sure that's it just said Into the Dark Magnolia Parks? Like
yeah, like it didn't show a cover.
I did that too. I think the UK is where you're supposed to get like the old cover versions of them because they don't sell the old covers anyway. I think you're gonna get the right one, and then I think Barnes is gonna sell
the new one. Yeah, so I was like, I can just go to Barnes and get the new cover. I will read it in one day.
All right. I'm so excited. Also,
because I'm emotionally strong.
No, you're gonna have to be for that book. Truly.
Oh no.
All my Julian lovers out there should be strong. I know. It's okay. It comes out soon. What's great is that it doesn't come out the same time as Crescent City 3, so you can read Crescent City 3 and like really process that for a few weeks, if possible, and then you can read Into the Dark. At least you have something else to kind of look forward to. Is she crying?
I'm just really thinking about him.
I'm scared for you for this book.
He just deserves happy.
Yeah, I won't say anything. But yeah, wait till you see all my reactions. I definitely got
so excited.
All reacted. I've also finished Crescent City 2. I watched your Crescent City 2 video last night, finally.
Oh, God, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you so just said that. Fun to watch.
Was it really?
Just knowing everything and like seeing you go through it for the first time and like kind of explaining what's going on, and then your reactions at the end to like one of the parts that I knew was going to happen with one of the characters, and you finding that out was fun because I wasn't surprised by that part because I spoiled it for myself.
Yeah.
But then the ending though was fun to watch you read.
I have to like go back and actually like watch myself experience that because I did reread it, so I don't need to like go back. And I think I like tried to like dumb it down because I was like, hey guys, I'm stupid, so let me try to explain this in a way like you're 5. But I want to go back and watch it and just like relive. I told Sarah that I don't think I've ever even just like emotionally reacted that strong to anything, not even books. Like I don't think I've ever like emotionally been like that in depth with something before.
Because it's wild. Can't really say much, but
yeah,
I'm very excited about the next one. The way you're gonna be finished with it by the time I go buy it.
I think that I could finish it if I like just sat down and didn't do anything else. I think I could probably finish it by at least like the next night. Like I think I could finish the book in 24 hours. Because you have to think, in my 24-hour readathon, I read 6.5 books, and a cumulative of those pages is probably over 1,000. So
yeah, and this is also an anticipated read, and you're not going to want to stop because it's also probably going to be crazy stuff going on.
I like have this fear that it's not going to live up to my expectations. Like it's actually a fear.
Usually I feel like, yeah, with especially like a huge anticipated release coming out in a series, but I feel like she'll do it justice. Like there's no way. She literally deleted the first draft of the whole entire book to make sure it was right. I'm excited to be reading it at the same time as everyone.
I know. Me, you, and Haley are all going to be reading it. Isn't that crazy? Mm-hmm. I think this is like the first book that we're all actually 3 like really hyped up reading at the same time. I'm very, 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 very excited to actually like us all 3 be reading a book at the same time.
I agree. And thank God that I really enjoyed the second one, because that would have been sad to be not on the same boat as you guys for this release.
We've got that going on. We had in the past week, we saw Jason and Taylor met at the Chiefs game, which was iconic. And Kylie, of course, Queen Kylie, that we love here. I love Kylie.
It was so cute. The TikTok. I don't know what happened on the field, but Taylor turning around and giving him a high five.
Yeah, he got a touchdown. Travis got a touchdown.
No, that's what it was. Aw, it's just so cute. I didn't know that was the first. Well, after I found out, but like when I saw videos of them, I didn't realize it was the first time they met.
I didn't know if it was the first time or just like the first time they had been seen in public, but I think I haven't got a chance to watch the New Heights podcast yet because I haven't been home, and it uploaded today. But I think in the podcast he said that was like the first time that they met her, because him and Kylie were like, we need to make a good impression.
Yeah,
like,
I saw a clip of it. And they were talking about when he took his shirt off, and it was like a first impression.
Yeah, but like, is it Travis was like, she said she loved you, like she loved like, you know, the whatever. And I was like, I love that family. Sweet. Also, guys, do not panic, because I don't know if anybody else had been like me in the past week and a half, but if you let social media get to your head and convince yourself that Tom Holland and Zendaya broke up, they're fine.
No, I didn't
Tom
even know
Holland
this
posted Zendaya on his story yesterday with hard eyes. Thank God. Basically, it was like, so Tom went to one of the award shows that had just happened, and this was like directly following Zendaya unfollowed everybody on Instagram, including Tom, and so everyone was like, oh my God, did they break up, like blah blah blah. And then I think Tom had got asked about it at the like red carpet event, and he was like, no, of course not, like no. But I still didn't believe it, you know, like I was still like, I don't know, even though I literally heard it out of his mouth, whatever. But yeah, yesterday he posted her on his Instagram story, so we're all good, if anybody else is wondering. Good. So that was actually something that I was like, I was so scared. That's
definitely a scary thing to, and if he didn't post that, you just wouldn't know.
No, I literally, I was like, they can't be broke up, like they can't.
Yeah.
And this is like completely parasocial, so I should probably like get a grip, you know, but I don't have one to reality at all. That should have been in my delusional whatever thing last week, but
I feel like we're all delusional on that. I've been in the Harry Styles trenches this week.
Oh my God, the amount of Harry Styles TikToks that I've been sent by Sarah this week, I was like, what's going on, babe? Is there something you need to talk about? Like, she literally was sending me them, and I was like, oh my God, Sarah.
I have to send them to you. Like, I need you to know what I'm seeing and experiencing. If you saw my liked TikToks just from this week, you'd think I just discovered Harry Styles. Like, I've seen like, I liked at least like 8 just from Coachella when he performed, and that's what like started the spiral. And I just, it's because he's like, not that he's MIA, he's taking like his break and everything, which I'm really happy for him, but I miss who I was when he was on tour and I like knew what he was up to, you know? Like, I just feel like he's like MIA.
And he is. He shaved his head and he like went away.
Well, he has to come back. I can't do it anymore. I really can't.
I have a question, because you would know. I saw people like posting, like his dad posted a picture for him for something. Is that what he looks like right now, or was that an old picture?
I saw that. I don't know, because then that account got reported and like taken down. I want to say that he posted that from him recently, and that's what he looks like now, but then his hair looked really long in the picture, so like I don't know. But
that's right. But guys' hair like it grows really fast, I feel. And I feel like
that
he
is
definitely
him right now.
like,
he looks incredible.
I know. I was like, okay, loving the hair. Harry. Literally. The hair on Harry is herring.
It is. But yeah, put in the trenches, and that's why I'm sending Destiny TikToks. I have to tell her more lore.
Hey, I just want to tell you this, especially after last week. I think that if you went to a One Direction concert in like a baby tee that like had something about the band on it, like in a cute like baby tee, and like your little purse, I think you could have had your YN moment. I think you could have. I think Harry would have seen you, and I think like you would have literally been a part of like Wattpad like fan fiction. I think so.
I can't hear this information because it's one of those things that's like it's past, like it can't happen.
Yeah,
you know.
But I just want to let you know, like if you walked in right now and they were like, back then, like them back then, and then you walk in right now, I literally think that it would be like a Wattpad, like YN, like you walk in and like your friends dragged you there and like they gave you the shirt to wear, like you didn't even want to wear it, and you're like, oh, I really would like rather like stay home and like watch movies and like read my book. And so like you have your book in your purse because she's got a book for every situation. He doesn't know it yet, but those are lyrics that he'll write like down the road. And you'll walk in and you'll have your little purse and you'll just be like kind of looking annoyed, and then the light will kind of shine on you and he'll see you like kind of, you know, like from a distance, like whatever, but then he'll like stop everything. He'll be like, who's that girl over there? You know, like he'll like do something like that, however Harry talks. And then you'll just be like oblivious, and then like he'll come up to you after the show and he'll be like, I want you to come backstage, love, like I want to talk to you. And you'll be like, I don't date singers. And then he'll be like dying, and then he'll start like low-key stalking you, but like you low-key think like it's fine because he's Harry Styles, and like nobody thinks that that's toxic.
Is this the time when 5 Sauce opened up for them?
Yeah. So then
can we put me in a love triangle?
Well, no, that's what I was about to say. Your friend is coming for 5 Seconds of Summer. Like, they don't, like, you guys don't even really care about One Direction. Like, okay, so let's say you have 3 friends. You have 3 friends. And one of them's a Directioner, you're nothing, and then the other, not you're nothing, but you're not, like, a fan. And then the other one's 5 Seconds of Summer. And they're going for the, like, who's your favorite 5 Seconds of Summer member? Which one is he? Yeah.
Callum.
Okay. What does he do?
He sings, plays the guitar. Okay. He's like one of the side singers.
Okay. So then your friend is going for the drummer because she heard that he's like, you know, whatever. So then she's going for him, and you're just like, guys, let's leave. Like, but they want to go to the after party with them because they got invited too. Because like, you know, like the drummer's looking at your friend and whatever. And then Harry's just like trying to talk to you all night, but you're like low key, like, okay, I think I can get him if I start talking to Zayn to make him jealous. But the singer Callum, he catches your eye, and you're like, wait, I actually like him. So you start going for Callum because you think that Harry is like maybe full of himself or something. Like you think that like maybe a little whatever. And then you start off liking Callum, and then turn of events, Harry starts like doing little things to show you like his true self, and that like he actually like hates the media and hates all of the attention, and you start seeing like the real him.
And then his first album after they break up is about me.
It is, but then get this, Second Chance Romance. Fast forward to now, and maybe in a few years. How old is he?
I think he's 29.
Okay, not that bad. So it's a few years later, and you happen to stumble into London, and you're leaving a pub one night, and he sees you out on the street, and you're not in the best predicament. Like, let's just say, like, I don't know, maybe there's like danger lurking around the corner, so he has to save you, and he brings you back to his flat, and then you're like, wow, you've really upgraded, like whatever. And he's like, all of this life that I've lived is empty without you, and I need you back, and I've been writing so many songs about you that I can't even release. And you're like, oh my gosh, like, no, do you not remember like the fall and our demise? Like, I can't get back with you. And then he like pines and grovels, and then you guys end up together.
The epilogue, I end up with Niall because Niall the whole time also loved me.
Oh my God, you and Harry get a divorce 2 years later. Niall comes knocking on the door because he's like, are you okay? No, how do I do the Irish? Are you okay? So then you're like, I'm just like, I don't know, like, I guess like we just didn't work. And then like Niall comes in, and you guys are talking, and he's like being there for you, and then you guys like are best friends. Like, you guys immediately rekindle the friendship. And then it's raining one night, and then you guys get into an argument about something because you were talking to this guy. Maybe we'll bring back in Callum. You run into Callum at a bar. And so you guys are talking, and then Niall like storms off, and you're like, oh, sorry, hold on, like, here's my updated number, like, text me, like, whatever, we need to catch up. And he's like, okay. And you go and you run out to get Niall, and you're out in the rain. And he's like, you're like, Niall, stop, like, where are you going, like, why are you walking so fast? And he turns around and he goes, don't you know? Can't you see that I've always loved you? And then you guys share like a rom-com moment out in the rain, both just confessing your love for each other, and then boom, you guys end up together, and that's the real happy ending. It's literally a love square.
It's crazy because the amount of times I have put myself maybe like daydreaming about it in these situations before. Like, you really just spoke out all of my inner old fantasies. Also, get you a best friend. Like, this is what we said at the delusional. Get you a best friend that actually tells you these stories and like tells you it could have been real.
Yeah. And I do, like, I'm not even trying to like feed into Sarah's delusions. Like, I really thought about this last week, and then we were talking about Harry Styles, and I was like, no, like, I genuinely believe, like, if we were to take One Direction and then put them into the now of how
like
they were back then.
18-year-old ripped jeans.
Yeah. Like, we'll put them at like 22. Like, were they still together at 22?
I don't think so.
Let's act like they were. Let's act like they were.
I don't know what year that was. Okay.
So let's act like they were. I fully 100% believe that Sarah could get Harry Styles. I believe it.
You're the delusional one.
I'm trying to think about what else was happening this week. If there's anything, I don't know.
Did you do anything special this week?
Oh, Lauren Roberts announced a Powerless novella.
Yeah.
I still don't know what it's about, but I think it's just a Powerless novella.
Yes, I think it comes out in April. It's called Powerful, I think, and it's Adina, if you remember her from Powerless. It was Peyton's friend. It's her story and like her romance that happens while Peyton is at the trials, like what she was doing while that was going on.
Oh.
And there's like her love interest we didn't meet yet, so it'll be in the novella.
Oh. Also, Chloe Walsh keeps posting more snippets of Taming 7. Hey, I can't take it.
Hey, stop doing that.
She posted a Johnny and Shannon, like, it's not a Johnny and Shannon moment, but Johnny is like talking to Gibbsy and about Shannon, and they're like both hey,
wait, when does their book come out?
like April.
Oh, not too far. 3 months.
I'm literally like begging for an arc.
We'll get you an arc.
I don't think I've ever had an arc of like a book like that.
We're gonna get you the arc. You're gonna have, what's it called? Saving? No.
Taming?
Is that what it's called?
Taming 7.
Taming 7?
Yeah.
Oh, is it their not football? Is it their numbers?
The rugby? Yeah, like so Johnny's number 13, Joey's number 6, and then Gibbsy's number 7.
That just clicked.
Oh,
anyway.
Okay. 80% of my brain is Crescent City 3. Like, I'm even just trying to like move on. I literally right where you left me. Sitting in front of me at the restaurant.
If you can relate a book to that song or anything to that song, it's just like it hurts, you know.
Addicted series. That's how I feel with the Addicted series too. It's how I feel with the Boys of Tommen series.
Yeah. Well, that song will do it to you.
If He Had Been With Me.
Oh yeah, that comes out soon, February something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy.
We're not doing like heartfelt. We're doing heartbreak.
Oh yeah. That book is gonna hurt so bad.
And I'm gonna love every second of it.
What's it called? If Only I Had Told Her? Oh gosh, just that title.
Stop. I can't do it. No, actually, I don't think I'm going to.
February 6th. That's really soon.
Betty is going to relate to that song so much more.
When you told me that, it was like something like clicked in my head of how perfect that song makes sense with the book.
I like love Betty. Like, I always liked listening to Betty, and then one day I was just listening to Betty, and I was like, wait, this is kind of If He Had Been With Me.
Oh, yeah.
And then I texted Sarah, and I was like, hey, listen to Betty, and then think about If He Had Been With Me. And you were like, I was like, and we were like,
exactly.
Also, Gracie Abrams released the song where it's like, he chose the line between us.
I know.
He said that
I heard that she was doing that.
And that's literally better than the movies.
I saw TikTok saying that, and I need to read that book. Like, why do I feel like I need to like refresh myself on that book?
I really loved that book. Like, I think it's my favorite young adult romance ever.
I know. I feel like I wasn't with it, but I think now maybe if I read it, I would be. I don't think I appreciated it when I first read it.
I loved it. Loved.
I know, I need
loved.
to read.
Hey, loved.
Loved. Before the next one comes out, maybe I'll reread it.
True, valid, and real.
Exactly.
My thoughts exactly. So, and I don't have anything else to talk about. Do you want to get into unpopular opinions?
Yeah. I have 4. First one. This one's not book related, but I've been wanting to tell my truth about this one for a really long time. This is my... okay, in like... Mostly I see this on TikTok, but those like doing skincare or like putting things away and they like tap it before they open it, or like the ASMR taps, or even if you're like, even in a video that's not even TikTok, of like all those sounds at once, and something like really like makes me cringe, and I have to skip the video. I can't watch it. Not them like actually doing it. It's just like I don't know if it's the sound or just back to back sound of the tapping. Oh, it like, I internally like, I just can't do that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. Yes. And no, it's everything for me. The get ready with me to go do this. I'm like, why are we doing all of that?
Yeah. No, but
why?
It's also when they're not talking, they're just like, it's like silent, but they're doing their skincare, but they're like tap and then they put it on, and then they like tap or like open and close the bottle. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about, but my thing with that is when people are doing a get ready with me, like they're talking, and as they're talking, they're tapping the damn product. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I think people like the sound of it, but I just like I also don't love ASMR. The only ASMR I actually watched it last night to fall asleep. Do you know? Like slime. Like they'll scoop the slime.
Oh my god, I love those videos.
I can't listen to any other ASMR. It makes me cringe, and I just like makes me so uncomfortable. But the slime ones, those do it for me.
Yeah, I don't like the ASMR anything, especially the whispering in your ear. I don't like it.
I don't let anyone whisper in my ears. If anyone's just near my ears, I hate it.
You know, in a romance book, maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but you know, in a romance book, when it'll be like, he whispers, and I will be like, what is he? Like, what is he doing? Like, it's one of those things that I can't imagine it. Like, what do you mean? What is this man doing? What is he whispering?
He's like in her ear. Oh, I hate it.
Even if, like, say we're in like a loud place, and then if Isaac like goes to say something in my ear, I literally like cringe. I do one of these. I'm like, don't do that again. Like, don't.
Same.
Valid though.
My next one is a bookish one. This one. Okay. I feel like this is going to be, I don't know, whatever. This is my unpopular opinion, that Fourth Wing was overhyped.
I will
Not
say
that it didn't
valid.
deserve it. Okay, thank you. I feel validated when you say valid, but
yeah,
not that it didn't deserve the hype and everything that like came from the book. Like, it's probably a really proud moment, but I've never seen a book get that hype before, and I just think it was like, for like the mass amount of the hype that it got, I just think it was a little overhyped. That's all.
It ends with us hype.
Yeah,
where it got to people who don't even read.
Yeah. I think that's what it was. That it got so like, not even just the book world, it went everywhere. That I just like surpassed the amount of hype. I think. Not that it was supposed to get or should have gotten. I don't think that's right, because I think it deserves any book getting hype. I think did what it had to do. I mean,
it's
it was
just
extremely popular.
The content within the book didn't match up to the hype that people had brought it upon, and being like I really, really love Fourth Wing. I'll say that, but I do in a way think that it is overhyped in the sense that like this isn't the most like built up magical world or even like romance. Like, this is coming from somebody who rated Fourth Wing 5 stars. Like, I can still say like obviously all of those feelings that I have towards the book are still there, but when you like take a step back and you're like, okay, but the setting, like, it was cool, like it was a dragon college and like the romance was like good.
Yeah, it was
but
still
I was
good.
just, like,
I still enjoyed it too.
It was just like, but it's not like this, like people were like, this is the best thing ever. Like, I honestly think like Throne of Glass is killing Fourth Wing.
Literally every time I think about it, I think of Throne of Glass, and I just want everyone to read Throne of Glass. They just have to do it. But
so yeah, that one's valid. That one's valid.
Thank you. My next one is sad books over like happy books. Like I want books that will make me cry and like break my heart, like painful, over like books that will make me like happy, you know.
Is that because it's more like an emotional reaction? Like even when you read happy books, they're not necessarily like making you happy, but like at least you have an emotion when reading emotional books.
Yeah, I think whenever I read a book that like could make me cry and like make me so connected that like it physically hurts my heart, I think I like those more, because it's crazy that a book can really do that. You can connect to a book so much. I think I like those more. But like when I'm reading like a romance that's making me like giddy and happy and it's cute, I still like that it can bring out an emotion, but I think I'd rather, or I prefer, the sad books. I think it's like crazy that a book can do that. My last one is, I think, because whenever I do this in a video, people always comment about it, but dog earing and like loving your book, like loving in your book, I like that better than just keeping it like pristine or like making sure like nothing's cracked. And I don't know, I think that's just personal preferences, but I prefer that side.
Yeah, I think that is valid first and foremost. I think it's valid because here's one of my pet peeves is that, because I do that too. I dog ear my books. I break the spine. I love looking at my bookshelf and seeing a broken spine, a worn book, because to me, even growing up, like when you would watch movies or go to like a used bookstore, like I love looking at books that have been loved, wrote in, like all of that stuff. And at the end of the day, when people comment like that you're dog earing your book, that you're breaking the spine of your book, I'm always like, okay, like I'm not breaking into your home and doing this to your book. If you don't want to dog ear your books and break your spines, then don't. Yeah. Then don't. Have pristine, perfect books. I'm not. No.
Valid. I think
I will throw it.
Exclusion to that is like the special editions I have. Those I want to keep pristine if I can.
Yeah, but that's like not like a book, like because you're not
like I don't sit and read those.
No, that's what I'm about to say. You're not like cracking those open and reading them, so it's like different.
Yeah. Okay, well those were all of the ones that I had. I do have some that I have screenshotted that we can go through. Okay, this is the first one. It says, exclusive editions of books shouldn't only be exclusive to specific bookstores or countries. So like I guess that's what makes it exclusive, but people from say the UK can get the Barnes special editions of a book.
I mean, it shouldn't be a thing. They're saying like that shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, like UK people should be able to also get the special edition from the Barnes. You know, like, which is hard because it's exclusive for a reason, but also
that's what I was about to say. I was about to say I see both sides, but like it's unfair that like people from the UK can't go and buy it from Barnes. I think that's the unfairness of it. But I think the sentiment, like for example, there was a special edition of the new Emily Henry book from like Waterstones or something, and I couldn't buy it, you know, and it's just like that, like because I'm not from the UK, or the Hunger Games special editions that I really, really wanted that were from Waterstones that I literally could not buy because they don't ship to the US. It's like that sucks, but it's a part of it, unfortunately, that's just a part of it being exclusive. That's what gives it value.
Yeah, and that's why people can resell them or they do resell them for so much money, is because of how exclusive they are. I hate stopping in between chapters, which if I want to stop, I will stop anywhere in a book. I never have to finish the chapter, but then when I started it again, I'm like, okay, I don't know where I was, but
I will say in a physical book, I have to stop at the start of a chapter. Like at the end of the chapter, I'll stop reading. Mm-hmm. But on my Kindle, I will literally stop anywhere because at least I can turn really the Kindle off. I will just like, because it's like one page, so I can even just like reread the page. You know what I mean? Like it's just picking right back up on that page. So on the Kindle, I'll stop in the middle. But anywhere else, no, I read to the end of the chapter.
When a book becomes popular, it ruins the experience of reading it.
Absolutely. I just had this experience with One Dark Window. I think that it's a double-edged sword 100%. But I think it's valid to say this because, I mean, like we said it with Fourth Wing, like you had that experience with Fourth Wing as well as, like you could say, I'm sure that like the hype then plays into it, and it misconstrues how you're viewing that book just going into it. Like, because you're expecting what everybody's saying, and now you're thinking about what everybody's saying. And like that happened to me with One Dark Window, where like everybody was talking about like Fourth Wing and One Dark Window were their favorite fantasies of the year. I was seeing it all over TikTok, how much people love One Dark Window. And I went into it and I was like, like, not that the book is even bad. It's just like the hype has put expectations through the roof.
Yeah.
And reading is, but what confuses me about hype is like reading is so subjective and personal. So when a book gets like a huge amount of hype, I'm like, how can everybody just like agree that this book is like really good?
Yeah. I feel like when it gets hyped really like a lot and then you start reading it, you also, like after I finish a really hyped book, I'm like, did I really like that? Because I give it like probably a higher rating than I would if it wasn't hyped. Because not that everyone else did, but because I feel like I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
So it kind of just like messes with the reading experience. I agree. Okay, this one, it says book playlists shouldn't be all Taylor Swift. I just want some variation. But then they said, don't come at me, I'm a Swiftie. And I think of this every time I open up a book playlist, like majority of the ones I see are like 80% Taylor Swift songs. And I know it's because she has like a song for every situation, literally. So they could probably connect so many songs to the books. But I always think this. There's always so much Taylor Swift. Not that it's a bad thing. But like, there's so many songs out there.
I get what it means because like, for example, like Lorde and like the Lumineers. I'm trying to think of like other ones that I love when I see them in a fantasy playlist.
Like Lana Del Rey. I love seeing her.
Lana Del Rey. I feel like they really encapsulate the fantasy vibe, whereas when I listen to Taylor Swift for fantasy specifically, I don't ever get a fantasy vibe from literally a single one of her songs. So I do kind of skip them in fantasy playlists when I'm reading a fantasy book because it just doesn't make any sense to me personally.
Yeah. In a romance though, Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah, no, like 100%. But it just, her vibe is not the fantasy high stakes world. That, like, you know what I mean? It's not dramatic music in that sense.
Yeah, that makes sense with a fantasy. Maps in books are really pretty, but I completely ignore them.
Oh, 100%. I don't even acknowledge that maps are there.
Me neither. Even when I'm reading it and they start talking about like places in the world, I don't even go back to look where it is. Like
I'm not thinking about all that.
No, me neither. And I did it with Crescent City after I finished though, just to see that world where I was the whole time. And it's crazy going back after knowing the names of the places, like where they are. Like it truly does probably show a lot, but I never look at them.
It doesn't do anything for me. Like, even if I go back and look at them, I'm like, this does nothing in my brain.
Yeah. I won't read or buy a book if I don't like the cover.
Valid.
Yeah. I feel like if you're going to buy a book and put on your shelf so you don't like the cover. But I would read it. I get it probably on my Kindle. If I don't want it on my shelf, I'd probably still read it. Because there's some, like, when I read, like, Say You Swear for the first time, it was the guy on the cover. But the book was really good. I read it on my Kindle. But I didn't want that book cover.
Yeah. But then it's hard because the way you display books is via spine.
Yeah, that's like Marriage for One has a guy on the cover, and I have that book, but the spine is really pretty. Oh, is it really?
The picture of the guy's on the spine.
No way.
Yes, go look at it and see if I'm right.
You are right. It's on the bottom, yeah. Wait, why did I never notice that?
What an interesting design choice. Truly, why is this man's face everywhere on the book?
I just like that spine. It's a really pretty purple color, or like light whatever.
Yeah.
But why did that fly past my head? Even if I hated the first book in the series, I must buy the whole series to feel complete. I personally don't. I don't think I've ever bought like a full series before reading it. Usually I either have like the first and then I happen to like it and then buy the rest, or I buy as I read.
I am somebody who used to just buy the entire series before even reading one of them. So I guess I could fall under that in the sense of like, I already had the entire series and then read the first book and hated it. I don't think that I would ever like read the first book and then not have the rest of the series and then still go buy the series because I didn't like it.
Yeah.
like, I think there's a series that I started reading and I just had the first book and I was like, oh, thank God I didn't buy the rest of the series because I really hated it.
I feel like unless the covers are like, you really want them on your shelf because they're really pretty, but you're never going to read them. But I don't think I've ever... I like, after finishing a book in a series, like, the experience of, like, going out and, like, buying the next one. Like, I think it's so fun.
Well, that's like me with Cassandra Clare. Like, I am going to eventually read all of the books, but I, like, own almost every single book. And it's like I haven't read them, but I just want them. Even if I never got to them, I just want to own them because I love the way that the spines line up.
Book sleeves are unnecessary, but the aesthetic is worth it. I always think about this. Why are there book sleeves? Yeah, like dust jacket. Oh, I think maybe she means actual book sleeves. I thought of dust jackets, but I think she means book sleeves. Like travel, put them in a book sleeve. I think
that they have a purpose because you use those when putting a book in a bag. That way it doesn't get...
Yeah.
If you're talking about that, I feel like that's not valid for like the like book sleeves that you buy because like that's been game changing for me to like throw a book in my tote and not even worry about it like getting bent up or anything.
I think if you're traveling, book sleeves are important so they don't ruin your book. I thought when I read that I thought of dust jackets. I don't know why.
They may be saying that. If we're talking about dust jackets, though, I hate dust jackets. If you guys know me, as soon as I start reading a hardcover book, I take the dust jacket off, and then I end up losing it because I just hate them.
Well, unless it starts to annoy me, which doesn't really happen. I never really take them off. I also don't really read a lot of hardcovers, but I always like, why are there dust jackets? Is it just to protect the hardcover? Is that like why it's on there?
I have no clue, but there's been so many times I've debated on every single hardcover I own, taking the dust jacket off and throwing them away, and then just having like the hardcovers be on the shelf.
Yeah, they're unless they have a real purpose, I feel like they're so pointless and like kind of annoying.
Yeah, I hate them actually. Maybe it's because they can't print like the synopsis on the hardcover like you can a paperback, so they make a whole entire like dust jacket.
I don't like when people market books based off of tropes. It kind of spoils them.
I was going to say this as one of my unpopular opinions that I thought of, and this is inspired because it was inspired by a conversation that me and Sarah had.
You were just talking about this. I'm so upset.
And I can say that I've done this before. Like, I feel like we've all fallen into it, especially I feel like sometimes when you're really taking a lot of content specifically from TikTok, because I feel like the way that people want books recommended on TikTok is like via tropes.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I've stopped trying to say tropes outright if I feel like they're a spoiler.
Oh,
like, enemies to lovers, I don't feel is a spoiler because that's just the basis of it. It's like saying that a story is friends to lovers. Like, yeah, you're picking up a book. Obviously, if it has a romance in it, you know that there's something to lovers. Like, you know. But then again, it depends on the book. If you didn't know there was a romance in it, and then there tends to be a romance subplot.
Especially like, in a fantasy.
For example... The one that I can think of is like a part of the Chestnut Spring series, one of the books. I remember I texted you because you got the arc for that. And I said, oh, dang, like somebody put on TikTok like this trope and that spoils it because that doesn't even happen until almost halfway through the book. Yeah. Like, I don't understand like the thought process of recommending a book via trope. Or,
especially if it doesn't happen until like over 50% of the way through the book.
That's what it's like. Even sometimes when it's like it's on the synopsis, I say about 70% of the time or even 80% of the time the synopsis spoils a lot of the book that you don't even learn about until 50% through. So I've stopped even like I'll give like a brief synopsis of a book and then
like what happens in the first like 10-20 pages, what you find out then is usually what I'll say, unless it's known. Even in like the title could tell you it's like a, I don't know, like a sports romance or like a hockey, I don't know, or billionaire tropes or whatever. Like some of those don't spoil, but if it's gonna spoil the actual storyline and like where you end up, especially in fantasies, because fantasies there's like usually romances are the subplot, so saying the tropes of that, like you don't know from the back of the book like what's gonna come in a fantasy romance. But yeah, I feel like tropes definitely spoil, especially if it's not the back of the book or in the first like 10% of the book. I just got spoiled from a book with the tropes and I got really upset.
And in the same vein, when people recommend a book through a scene that sometimes you don't even know is a big spoiler until after you've read the book. For example, I remember being so mad. I think I made a TikTok like more than a year ago about this because I was so mad about this specific thing that I had been scrolling through TikTok and somebody recommended Love in Other Words based off of what you find out at the very end of the book. Like, people were going around TikTok and just straight up, this is like something when you read Love in Other Words for the first time and like know nothing about the book other than it's just like, you know, like them having like a past. This is something you don't even find out. Like, this was honestly something that like shook me like when it happened, and then people were recommending it via that scene, and I was like, I know that's just and
then you start reading it and it doesn't come until the end. Like, that's like not like it's a plot twist, but like it's something crazy in the storyline that you don't expect coming. You're waiting the whole book to find this out.
Yes.
So recommending a book by that is just crazy to me, especially like just like talking about a book and saying a scene.
Yes,
it's like all those TikToks that are like when I was trying before I read The Right Move. Is that the Ryan Shea book?
Yes.
There was one specific scene that everyone was talking about, and everyone was talking about this scene. So when it came out, I was like, I already know what's about to happen. Yeah, it's like not as special when you read it. Reading the last chapter first, which I've never heard anyone just done this before. Isn't that crazy? I feel that's for someone that like literally can't sit through a book without knowing how it finishes. Like, you're just like so anxious to get to the end. So like you have to know what happened.
There are people like that out there that literally to enjoy a book, they have to know how it ends and then they'll go back to the start. Which if that's genuinely like how you have to take a story, like okay. But like never a day in my life would I do that.
Yeah. I couldn't. I like the unknown of it.
I do sometimes if I want to see if a book is good and I'm at the bookstore, I will flip to the middle of the book and I will start reading something from the middle of the book. Because that's a true test of the writing. Not how the book starts, but how the book is in the middle. Yeah.
I guess it's really out of context too. Like
I have no clue ever what's going on.
Dialogue is greater than the inner thoughts in the book. And I so agree.
Yeah. 100%.
I love dialogue in books. I think if there's more I think when it gets too descriptive of like what's in the head, it gets a little boring. But like when there's a lot of dialogue, I think it's more entertaining to read.
And it goes by faster. I think that the Love Wager did that. The Love Wager had a lot of like conversations instead of like being in the main character's thoughts. And I remember noticing that. And I was like, I really like that it's more of like a conversation. I feel like Lynn Painter, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like she does that a lot. She
does, yeah.
That she does more dialogue instead of like your character's inner thoughts.
Yeah, I feel like it goes faster too because you're just reading a conversation rather than trying to pick up on description. Someone said, I prefer small font, which I've also never heard. I feel like
that's people crazy. Like as soon as the font is small, I remember opening like Binding 13 and I was like, oh my God. And the book was huge. And I was like, okay.
Immediately don't want to read it.
No, immediately don't want to read it. No. Yeah. If I was already feeling like on the fence when I opened the book and the font is small, you just secured a one-way ticket to not reading it.
Yeah, easily. Or I'll get it on my Kindle if I actually want to read it. But
if it's just like get on my Kindle.
Yeah, but if I'm on like the fence of reading it, if I open it and the font is small, I'm not reading it. The feeling of finishing a book is better than buying books.
100%. Like even earlier today before my hair appointment, I had like an hour of downtime and I finished a book and I was like, I feel so superior right now. Like I feel on top of the world.
You feel accomplished. It's like knocked off the TBR, but like buying books adds like guilt. People We Meet on Vacation is my favorite Emily Henry book.
That is so weird because why was I driving yesterday? I'm driving. Where was I even coming from? 5 a.m. thoughts. Literally 5 a.m. thoughts. And I was thinking about Emily Henry. And I was like, you know what? Why do I want to reread People We Meet on Vacation? Like, why do I want to reread that book and see what I think about it now? Because it's like my least favorite Emily Henry book, but why do I want to reread it?
When I read it, I enjoyed the book. It was just like the ending of the book I didn't like. I prefer blonde men than dark-haired men. I'm assuming
you're crazy.
In books.
You're literally insane.
As soon as a character is described with dark hair, especially in the fantasy, like I'm gonna go feral for them.
Literally, what is a blonde-haired character that I like? Somebody tell me down below. None, I don't think.
Jax? Do you like Jax?
I mean, like I liked him when I read the books, but I don't ever think about him.
Yeah, that's true. The only one for me, I know you don't, but Warner from Shatter Me was great, and he was
knew you were
blonde.
to say that. That's the only one that you blonde girlies can really stick to and call out is Warner.
Yeah, I don't know any other blonde. Even in just like a romance, like I don't even remember reading any romances with blonde characters, unless you're like a Christian Hems girly. Pretty sure he's blonde.
I'm sure that there are like characters. Let me look at my aesthetics board really quick on Pinterest and make sure, because like I
can't even think of any. Not even in a romance. But I feel like no one, unless they have just like light brown hair, but like not like specifically blonde.
Oh,
I think the Fine Print was not the Fine Print. What's the last one? Final Offer. Pretty sure he was blonde.
I'm pretty sure PETA is literally blonde.
I feel like he can like pass as brunette. Is he blonde? Maybe they're just thinking of Josh Hutcherson in general.
I think that he's described as blonde. Oh, Joey. I'm pretty sure Gibbsy is blonde too. Okay, wait. If they say he's blonde, he actually has dark hair.
I feel like I just read a book where they were blonde.
I think he might have had like dirty blonde hair.
Liam was blonde. I know. Yeah.
Dean from
Oh, yeah, he was blonde.
Yeah.
Fantasy is better with little to no spice.
Yeah, I will say I'm not reading fantasy for that. I don't need to like hear about mythical creatures.
Yeah, I feel like usually the actual storyline and everything that's going on is more entertaining than throwing in the spice. And also, when you get the romance in a fantasy, I feel like there's so much tension. You don't even get to the spice in a 600-page fantasy. You know?
No, like I'm never reading a fantasy and being like, "Where is the spice?" No, that's never a thought in my brain.
I would rather not have the couple together until the last page than a third act breakup. Okay. Charlie's joined. Oh, she wants to talk.
This is your podcast. This is your podcast.
She wants to talk to us.
I don't agree. Do you agree? Thank you. No, I don't agree because I don't know. Like, Mariana Zapata is the only author that I can read like a slow burn. Any other thing, if they're not together, like 80% into the book, I'm like, what are we doing? But I don't like their back breakups.
Yeah.
Are you looking?
I definitely would want them together earlier than the last page, but also like I've read books where like you get to that third act point and they don't make it a breakup. They make it more of like a situation's happening or something. Yeah, just like a conflict rather than a random like let's break up for 10 pages, you know. This one's an Akatar one, but it says Aka War, which is the third one, is better than Akamoth, which is the second one. How do you feel about that?
If we're looking at plot, I think the plot of Akabor is more interesting for storyline purposes. Romance
like
purposes,
high stake.
Yeah, Akamoth for romance, but if you're looking for like storyline, Akabor.
Yeah, I think they're both probably like the top for the series for me. At least.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of look at those books as like one in my head, probably because like Akamoth ends and it picks right up in Akabor. Mm-hmm. But I kind of just join them together in my head. Like, they're just, like, a big 2,000-page book. I don't know.
That's, like, maybe the tandem from Throne of Glass. It's just one book. Also, I feel like A Court of Silver Flames could have been a favorite. I mean, it was just my personal problem. I still need to watch the recap of the video of the book.
Well, we can really end it off on this. Congratulations to Cody and Kelsey. I love you guys.
Oh, yes. Aw, I'm so happy for them. They're like such great parents. He's gonna be a funny kid. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Otis. I love that name.
And being born. Yeah, I think that's a cute name.
Congrats on coming into this world, Odie. You know the TikTok trend where it's like, that's not your baby, you have to stop acting like it. It's like, then what is this? And it's like an ultrasound picture and they put the dog on it.
Yeah. That's Charlie.
That's me and Charlie. I feel like I did birth her in a way. If we have nothing else to add, that's the end of this episode.
Nope. I don't really think I've got any other unpopular opinions to share.
Yeah, I don't either. I think I low-key blacked out this entire episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Editing it. Let us know your unpopular opinions if you didn't send any in. Comment some. If you agree with these ones, let us know what you think.
As always, leave down your opinions, your thoughts, and make sure you're following the podcast Instagram. You're following us over on the YouTube channel. You have rated the podcast. You're telling your friends about it. You're getting the word sent out there. We appreciate you guys and love you so much for tuning into another episode of Bookmark'd.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.